This time was way too long. Maybe I should stick more with 2 minutes instead of 5. Yeah, let's speed this up a little bit. Yeah, I was just trying out what times may work or may not work. And I think 5 minutes might just be a little bit too long waiting time before the stream starts. Yeah, I'm still figuring stuff out, so have some patience with me, please. Okay. Does it work? It works. Okay. Finally a stream without technical issues at the start. What a rare occurrence. Yeah. Welcome back, everyone. How are you doing? Um, I have not done much since last stream. Only thing I did was let me turn this view off. Only thing I did was finish up some of these houses. Oh, I put it to 1, not 0, my bad. Only thing I did was finish up some of the houses that we've built last time. And yeah, all of them now properly extend into the wall or have a real backside now. Well, not really, but in a way. Yeah, I wanted to get this done before stream starts so that we can focus completely on building today. And there are some things that I want to do today. Let me have shadows on for now, actually. I'll turn them off later. And what I want to do today is I want to build these 2 towers at the city front. Might find a new design for them. I want to build a city layout for this part. As you can see, there are still some of the remains of the old houses that still stand over here. But yeah, I want to rebuild that probably in the same style. Give me 1 minute to check something. Okay, that works. Good. Yeah. So I probably want to keep the city going in the same style as this one. Maybe change it up a little bit in terms of structure, maybe. Maybe getting a real marketplace in here now that can start here, maybe reaches into like a central circle area around this point. And then a lot of houses standing around here. And of course the upmost area, but we're not going to touch that one today. But I thought maybe... Okay, now shadows are getting annoying. I thought maybe we could try building the tower up here today, if there's still time left. Yeah, so I would need to build a bridge from here over to the... whatever it's called. And yeah. So, where do we even start? I was, just before stream, I was placing some doors. So there's an entrance to all of these houses. Maybe I'll just keep going with that for now and we can see how it goes from there. Yeah, I'm not sure if I want this front of this house to be windows or a door, maybe both even. Yeah, I'm not sure if this side would also be a nice entranceway. Maybe I actually put the door right here and windows here. Yeah, let me take my trapdoors. And oh, yeah, this is why you don't use replace mode when placing trapdoors. Yeah, I mean, of course, the interior is not done. Far from it. I haven't even started. But, I mean, why not place some windows now, right? Oh, wait, I have Tinker on. I just noticed. My bad. Okay. This doesn't open nicely. That's better. Okay. Yeah, we could also build maybe some green, or we could plant some greenery in front of the windows. There's enough space right here. Okay, I want this to be some kind of cafe or whatever, something in this direction. And I want the entrance to be right here in the middle. Is it because, yeah, it's because of freeze frame. Okay. Yeah, we'll deal with the interior, but not now. This is a nice window area, I think. Yeah. And what houses are left? Only these two. And I think entrance would make most sense on this side. Actually, it would be more logical on this side, but there is like this huge mud pit right here. That won't really work. Yeah, let's just put it here. That's fine, honestly. This one has a door, yes. That might be a little bit cursed in this corner. I thought it would be nice to have this little alleyway, right, where you go out and you have this marketplace in front of you. That would look better than from here, especially with all the moss in front. Yeah, I guess that's fine. Okay, yeah, I think the towers are the thing that I need to build the most right now, especially because they flow into this house, and until the towers are done, the house doesn't really feel complete, obviously. And I think we'll deal with the interior once the entire city is finished. I'll do that one last. Okay, yeah, let's just start. And I've learned from last time, I will take my time with building now and make sure that we can actually make some progress instead of just trying out a lot of different things that don't end up working. Okay, so I think the entranceway is still a little bit janky. I think this little hill right here in the middle is distracting. Yeah, also it's in the way of the foundation of this tower, so maybe not. Let me get rid of it. Yeah, let's go easy and just wait. Oh wait, block ratio 50%. Oh yeah, that's a lot better. Let's say 100% now. And then maybe just... Oh, come on. Okay. And then maybe just put this one in. And that's fine. And now we have at least a clear view. Now's the question, how do you actually enter the city? Oh, one moment. I have to position my mic correctly. Okay. Because this probably from this direction is the best path inwards to the city. And there's also a nice view. This side seems a little bit more cinematic, if that makes sense. Like you can see the city build up in front of you as you come in from the side. That's a good idea. Yeah, honestly, it doesn't really matter. Come from both sides. Also, didn't I say I want to remove this tower right here? Yeah, let's do that right now. Not a bad tower, but I think it's kind of out of place here. So let's get rid of it. Okay. Not too flat. I still want some there's to be some, what is it called? Yeah. Hey Dioli, welcome back. Nice to see you. How has your day been? Oh, also, I completely forgot to mention, as you know, I started uploading shorts and TikTok videos, and yeah, I started doing that, and I've already talked a little bit about how that went. So it went amazing. Those videos got a lot of attention and a lot more than I thought would ever be possible. But my last video actually broke everything that I thought could ever happen. On TikTok specifically. The video got 141,000 views. Yeah, that's a lot, and I don't know how to handle these numbers. I was not built for this amount of attention, but I am still very happy. This is a huge number, and it gives me some hope that that might have actually been a great idea to start uploading and make some progress. Hey, that's nice. Nice to hear. Have fun with your grandparents. How many comments? Let me check right now. I'm not sure. Moment. I'm still getting notifications by the second, basically. 73 comments and 4,600 likes, which is that's absolutely crazy. Yeah, I like the video started out as normal, like a few thousand views over the course of some hours, and then I went away for a few hours, and when I looked at my notifications, my phone was just blowing up. It it was so much, and I'm still struggling to find the words to put this like into, or put my feelings into proper words. That's just such a crazy number. Yeah. Hey, also congrats to you. That's nice. Good luck to the team. One moment. Okay, bad timing, I know, but I have to leave for like a few minutes. Let me turn off the AFK, turn on the AFK timer again, and yeah, bad timing right at the stream start, but I will be right back. Okay, I'm back. Sorry for give me a minute. I have some problems with space on my table right now. I mean, I did work a lot for these videos, and But that's still a crazy number. But yeah, thanks for the support. Like, you've been here basically from the start. And yeah, I'm really happy that you're still here. Okay, so let's keep going. I want to build these towers. And yeah, also I want to continue the cozy builds series, as I call it right now. But I also think I want to make some commentary videos to maybe introduce people more to the gameplay side of this map, not just the builds. I mean, it would probably be a good idea after like a video going viral to make some information videos that people could use to get interested in the map itself. Yeah, I'm probably going to do that. And I want to extend this tower by... Wait, let's actually do that a different way. This way. That's nice. Yeah, I want there to be a foundation for these towers. This is probably going to be made out of cobblestone. And on top of that is going to be the actual tower. Okay, only cobblestone looks cursed, of course. A little bit more texture. But this isn't symmetrical, is it? That's 6, that's 7, yep. Okay. Then let's pull this one back, actually. Wait. No, I want it to be 7. That's actually better. So that would mean that I need to go 1 to the back. So the towers don't extend too far outwards. Yeah, some sneak peeks, some commentary on how this map actually works and what I'm doing it for. And then I will continue with the building series. But I don't think today is, I think, a day where we will not actually be finishing something that can be put into a short form video. So that's actually a good timing to make an announcement video like that. Okay, and that's just for testing. Maybe 2 blocks. I want this tower to be a little bit more inviting, maybe like a staple of power to the city. A monument that people look at and say, okay, this is a secure city. So I want to make sure that the main towers are on a proper foundation. Maybe this way. Yeah. Yeah, really thanks a lot. It does mean a lot to me. Okay, stone bricks now. But I need to find a balance. Like, I now see the opportunity to build a community out of TikTok. YouTube Shorts is also going nicely, like it's a lot more consistent. TikTok actually started with the first video at only like 3 or 4 views, and then the second at a few hundreds, and the third at a few thousands. And YouTube has been around 5 to 800 since the first one. Okay, so you have a lot of time. That's also nice. I mean, communication is definitely a very important point of esports. So yeah, that to me, like having people who are very good at the game itself, like in gameplay in terms of gameplay is also very good, but communication is definitely key to winning a match, as I believe. So of course, you are a lot more into that than I am. Yes, that's also a great idea. I need to work on the Discord server. I will definitely put some focus on that once I have the time, because actually there's a lot of things that I'm doing at the moment. And time is getting really, really narrow. And honestly, I have no idea what I'm doing right here. I'm just placing blocks in the hopes that it looks nice. Okay, so let's build the actual tower, maybe out of tough for now. And it's now a lot smaller than originally intended. But I guess that's just how it goes now. Okay, stack these up. Yeah, these towers are also supposed to look fancy. Like not just towers, but fancy towers. And honestly, I really like the shape of this right now. Let me clear this one out. Okay, it definitely needs to go a lot higher. Maybe not even using this as a city wall, but more like maybe some kind of wall. Something that prevents people from just walking in, but also in an inviting way. Maybe a staircase right here with a little control station up here. A little gate. Not sure right now. We have to figure that out. I think having some walls in here would be nice. Let me take these out and stack that up just a little bit. And maybe surround them like this. By putting some more arches in here to bring some shape in. Yeah, I'm only building 1/4 of this, and then I can just copy and paste it around. That's a lot easier. Okay, we need more slabs on top of this. Yeah, I think I like where this is going. Yeah, so I'm very excited to see where this goes from here on out. But I definitely see an opportunity now. I mean, I saw it before as well, but now I see it even more clearly. Okay, but I still want that to be a path upwards and maybe station a lookout tower at the top. I have actually started working on English subtitles for my YouTube videos. And I want to make subtitles for every video. So just have a little bit of patience and you will probably be able to see all of them. Yeah, I'm slow, I know, but I do work on that. I've actually finished subtitles for the first video. It's the newest one. So if you want to watch that, you can actually do that already. Let's try to have this be symmetrical or like even in numbers. I mean, if you want to do that, sure, go ahead. I'm very open to adding your subtitles if you write them. there's... Yeah, honestly, that works a little bit better now. Maybe mixing in some other blocks, maybe even some walls again. I know it makes it... I don't know. Okay, we can edit that later. Let's just clone this around. Okay, that definitely looks like a strong tower kind of thing. So if you add English subtitles, I believe you can write them and then download them as a text file. If you do that, you can send me the text file on Discord and I will add it. That would actually be very nice of you. But of course, no pressure. Okay, let's remove some of this up here. I'm still looking at it because I'm not 100% sure about this design right now. Like, I like it. It feels like something is missing. Maybe it's the texture. Yeah, let's just texture it for now. Okay, what blocks are we using? I think I want the outline to be a little bit lighter. Wait, does that even work for an outline? And I mean, it works for these towers, but they also have a very, very different shape. Mm. We kind of stay in the color on in the light field of this one. And I'm not sure. This is a hard one again. Let's just look and see where this is getting us. Yeah, a lot of these blocks, of course. Tough again, we already have tough. Okay, that is not too great. But let me space them out a little bit more. Maybe I can pick out some blocks in between. Okay, 2 times iron ore, that's okay, no, this is not the best. Mm. Let's look, what kind of bricks do we have? Maybe I can just mix in some different colored bricks. Okay, we have mossy bricks, tough bricks, chisel tough bricks, of course, and deep slate, though that is a little bit too dark maybe. Okay, we definitely need some cracked stone bricks. Those work really well. Like maybe a little bit at the bottom. Let's say this tower kind of, I mean, it's old, but like the tower itself in this world is old, so it's kind of falling apart a little bit. Or do I pivot and we build moss again? Do I just do that? I think I do. Yeah. Sorry, I love moss way too much. Damn, what a color progression. 3 times mossy cobblestone. Maybe not. Okay, let's shorten this a little bit. Okay, let's try that out by myself. The gradient painter doesn't really work right now. Not, at least not how I want it to work. Yeah, nice to hear that, Chili. Welcome to my stream. I'm very glad to hear that you've seen my TikTok. Yeah, I've been uploading a lot of those recently, and I did not expect the last one to blow up this much. But yeah, here we are. If you have any questions about this map or what I'm doing, please just feel free to ask. And yeah. Okay, so moss is, I would say, on these everything that is exposed to the sun. Yeah, thanks a lot for that. I personally always like if you can kind of see what someone was thinking when building, like in the way that it's not just a time lapse from an outside perspective, but actually see me place the blocks. And yeah, that was important to me, and so I tried to kind of implement that into my editing style, and it seems like it worked. Oh yeah, okay, let me just explain what this map is, so you maybe have a better view of this. So this is an adventure map of the CTM genre, which is basically you play in survival mode and you walk through a handmade world, trying to finish a variety of dungeons that eventually lead to a place called the Monument. This is the Monument, and your goal is to find all the artifacts and place them into each of their individual places. So CTM stands for Complete the Monument, and that is exactly what you do. And yeah, I've been working in this map for, let's look at my statistics, for 8 days. All built by hand and with Axiom. Of course, like placing all of this by hand would be a little bit too much, but yeah. And it actually goes on. There is another area down here, which is actually the starting area where the player will have their first bit of gameplay. And yeah, the point of the map is basically to explore the map and eventually find these artifacts. One of them, for example, is back here in this little dungeon. And yeah, you fight a lot against like in-game mobs, custom mobs as well. And the point is just to play normal survival mode like you would in a regular world, but you have an actual end goal, and you can take it at your own pace and maybe learn about the lore if you want, or just fight the enemies. Yeah. And right now I am building the capital city of this world, which leads to another monument dungeon, which is this castle over here. And this is the area that I'm currently building. I've actually just recently learned how to build custom trees, but basically what I do is I take a stem block, I just randomly place it a little bit on the ground, make it look nice, like is probably mostly random, and then I just kind of build up from there. And there's a lot of branches, like just normal oak fences, and they go out in all different directions, as you can see. And in the end, I place some leaves. I do that by taking out my noise painter here, and I drag the leaf blocks that I need in here, and And I just paint over this a little bit. And the trees down here are also built in a similar way. So I build the stem up, then I have some branches coming out. These are not of oak fence or fences, but of actual wood blocks. And then I just lay some leaves on top of that. Yeah, it's a process that takes a lot of time, but it's also really easy to learn. Like you have to experiment a little bit, and then after some time, when you kind of get this down, yeah. Right, and this is the main area. This is like the hub area of this map, and from here you go out in all different directions. There's another area way over there. And yeah, that's kind of the point. Exploring, fighting enemies, and completing the monument. And yeah, right now I'm building the capital city, or more precise, the city gate to the city itself. Yeah, I can really recommend you check out some CTM maps. It's an actually very active community with a lot of very, very talented builders. And there's some nice experiences waiting for you if you are willing to play them. CTM maps are usually very long in playtime, so that might scare some people off. But yeah, this map is roughly like 50 to 55% done right now. So there's still a lot of stuff that needs rebuilt. And I'm kind of taking my time with all of that. I'm not really in a rush. And yeah, this looks nice, but maybe not falling apart enough. Maybe if I shave off some of the blocks at the top. Like maybe some part of this tower fell down. That would also mean having some blocks down here at the ground. And yeah, the map is pretty big, but I've been working on this for a very long time now, so that's just how it goes with time, you know. And maybe a little bit more cracked stone bricks down here. And some mossy stuff again. Yeah, do that, Diode. And good luck to your team, of course. Wait, I didn't want to replace this wall. I like the shape of this tower right now, but I still feel like something is missing. The moss is good. The textures itself, I believe, are fine, but something is missing. Maybe some extra colors. This place looks like there could be some kind of light source in here. Let me get some soul torches or lanterns. But let me place them in here maybe. Or would that be too noisy? Maybe. Let's look at it with shaders. Yeah, maybe I should explain a little bit about the lore of this map. So basically what happened in this map is one day sun went down and never came up again. And the player gets spawned into this map not knowing any of this, and it's on the player to kind of find out what happened to the people who live here or who have lived here. And maybe find a solution to revert that time stop. And yeah, since sun went down, a lot of monsters started appearing, terrorizing all the people in this land. And the capital city fell, and a lot of resources got cut off from other regions, and so kind of the whole world suffered from that. And yeah, the player at some point in this map will reach the city and maybe uncover some of the lore in here as well. The player will know the story through, on one side, some pre-planned cutscenes that will happen at some points at the story. And there are also a lot of written notes from characters in this world. One is maybe this one. And the player will find them scattered throughout the map and can kind of piece the lore together on their own. I want to make sure that people who only care for the gameplay can do so. And people who want to learn about the lore also have a lot of stuff to do here. I know a lot of people probably aren't really into reading notes and stuff like that. And so I want to make sure that it's friendly to those people as well. Or people who are just simply not interested in the lore. I can code. Well, not really code, but I do my way around command blocks. And I do all of that on my own. There are no data packs. Everything is done with command blocks only. And I've actually learned how to write command blocks over a very long period of time. So yeah, right now most of the command block stuff is actually just for streaming. Like an AFK timer or a starting screen. Yeah. I think if I mix in some acacia wood into the tuff right here, that could work. Yeah, you can make cutscenes. It's just a lot of work. Like what I would do is have some entity that the player can't interact with, something like an invisible armor stand, or what I would use is an area of effect cloud, and have the player be teleported to that entity constantly. And then I can move that entity around and show some stuff. And maybe if something is happening in the background, I can use custom models or texture packs to get stuff in here that I want. And then, of course, you can work with a lot of effects using the particle command. Yes, it's not going to be like some heavy cutscenes with a lot of stuff. Like it's just some lore introductions and maybe for the ending. But yeah, I've not started those yet. I want to get the map itself done first and see where it goes from there. Yeah, that was actually the main intention originally. I wanted to show what I built in like a short form content way and maybe get some people interested and hooked on this map. Maybe follow the development. Yeah, I'm a slow builder, I'm aware. But yeah, I believe it's worth it. And again, if you have any questions about this map, just feel free to ask. Okay, I like the shape of this right now. Maybe I should add some more greenery, like some grass maybe. Let me take short grass this time and some fern. Yeah, that's fine actually. I think it kind of starts to come together. The foundation definitely needs some more work. This is not great right now. What blocks do we use? Normal cobblestone, of course, can always be mixed in here. Andesite is a nice block. I could also get some deep slate out maybe. Not sure right now. But do I use dead coral blocks again? Would be a little bit much. Let's just try it out with this. Let me just to make sure. Put some of these blocks in here. Okay, I know it's the same blocks over again. Okay, and if I now apply a mask and build this one up. Let me actually use the gradient painter for this. Maybe the cobblestone should be at the bottom. I did it again, didn't I? Yeah, okay. Oh, that definitely looks a lot better now. And yeah, I make these short form content videos after basically every stream, if I actually have something to show. And I definitely want to keep that up. I've been having a lot of fun editing the videos. Okay, these blocks might be too much. But it still feels like something is missing. Maybe it's with this outline. Let me. What could I mix in there? Smooth stone is already very close to polished andesite, so that could work. Yeah, I mean, I don't really care where people come from that watch my stream. So an international audience, of course, would be ideal. Having a lot of different people with a lot of different experiences could be very interesting. Yeah, I mean, this isn't really like, or I know people who watched this on TikTok probably are not too interested in actually seeing the streams, but that's fine. I mean, you are here, so that already shows that there's at least some audience for this. And like, I'm aware that most people from TikTok probably won't see the stream, but I will still do my best to keep the content up. Okay, that actually, I actually like that. With this block extending down. Oh, yeah, I did remove the German tag. It's yeah, I think it maybe some people only see that German tag and may assume that I speak German on stream. So I wanted to just go the safe route and make sure that everyone knows I speak English. I'm here to talk to everyone. Wait, this is one of that doesn't belong here. Okay, yeah, it is taking shape. It is taking shape. Okay, let me actually just finish the mouse gradient right now. Oh, I have type replace on. Yes, okay, good. Maybe break some of this part of the tower off as well. Or would that even hold up? I mean, the main pillars are still standing, so it could work. Oh, I just want to make sure that it isn't too broken to stand. I want this to make sense in a way. Yeah, that's true. Okay, I'm not sure about the soul lanterns. I do like them, but I'm not sure if they actually fit in here. Also, this needs some more work. I just noticed this might not be ideal. Only having the polished blocks is not really, like, it doesn't really fit in too well. Maybe if we go for some darker blocks, maybe? Deep slate. Let me try deep slate. And I can mix that with basalt. And blackstone might actually already be too dark. Could try some concrete. Or not concrete, let's use terracotta. That is too dark. That is too dark, yeah. Cyan terracotta. That one actually has a very nice color. Oh, do I have type replace off again? No, I have it on. I know there are only cobbled deep slate bricks. Bricks, I say, stairs. Okay, let's actually just get cobbled deep slate. I have type replace on, so that works fine. Okay, never mind, it doesn't work fine. Why should it? Oh man, that's sad. Yeah, that's... If your internet is too bad, that's... I mean, you can't really do anything about that, so... No problem. Okay, maybe I can actually try working with pale wood again. Pale oak wood. Sorry. Yeah, this might be too dark. I'm not sure actually. I don't know. I don't know. I could also just pivot and go for moss again. But I feel like I go for moss way too often. I mean, it is a beautiful block. Don't get me wrong, but there's already so much moss in here. I don't know. Yeah, the block is very pretty, but I don't think that's the wrong block. But I don't think it would fit in here. Yeah, it's way too wide. Especially since this is kind of going in a darker or more grayish color scheme. Okay, let's use cobblestone. And just make this look as broken as possible. But I already had some blocks set up for that. Okay, it's just the basic blocks that I use anyways. Never mind. Let me get these blocks out. So it was cobblestone. Mossy cobblestone, of course. Tough. I just cannot stop using tough. It's such an amazing block. And bricks. Or stone bricks, to be more precise. Okay, that works a lot better, though it really blends in now. But that could also be fine. Maybe if I actually go a little bit more heavy on the moss or the background. So that these lines stick out more. We have a different green, yeah, maybe green terracotta or lime terracotta. I've not used that one a lot. Okay, actually that works. Why not? Why not? But some greenery would also be nice. Is the... yeah, the bush block is in the game on this version already. All the new foliage blocks look so nice. I really like that Mojang is actually adding a lot of these greener blocks right now. Or just nature blocks in general. I love using most of these, if not all, actually. Hanging roots could actually, in a way, fit down here maybe. Yeah, it definitely is. I've placed some of them back here. I'm not sure if they... yeah, the particles render right now. But I think I need to be close to them for them to actually start. Yeah, now it starts. They do look very cozy. I love this vibe. Just having these fireflies fly around. An amazing, amazing block. Well, not really a block, but you get what I mean. And I wish I could turn around the hanging roots, having them stand on the bottom and look upwards. That would be nice. Yeah, I could do that. Let's actually just try how it looks. I'm interested. Oops. Do the spores actually come out? Yes, they do. Okay, actually I think I want to do this with command blocks later. Just giving each area like some custom effects. But yeah, I really love all these blocks that add new particle effects. Makes the game feel kind of more alive, if that makes sense. With all the different particles and stuff, you know. Oh, that one was one too much. Actually do it like this. Okay, this head is still missing. So let's get going. Lime terracotta, yes. And yes, these blocks up here. Okay, it starts to come together. This is going in the right direction now. Maybe I could also place some lime terracotta up here. Oh, oh that was one too much. I don't want to go too much on terracotta because it's a very plain block, just one colored. But it does fit in nicely with a lot of these. Let's try doing this. Oh wait, there are no cracked stair blocks. Maybe... Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Okay, but I still need something to extend this tower to the wall. So it actually functions as a city wall. I think I want to take inspiration from the other city walls for that. Yeah, we already have a good gradient set up right here. Let me copy this over. And yeah, also the brick blocks. Yeah. Now, how do I properly connect this? I think this wall should be slightly diagonal. Let's start with... let's start with wool. It's easier to see. Okay, all of this needs to be closed off. So let's say the wall begins here and it goes back in maybe 3 steps or steps of 3. But can it go too far up? This is maybe a nice point. A little bit more. Yeah. If it starts here, then it also starts here. And let's stack some of these blocks up so it's easier to see. Yes, I do think this goes in the right direction. Let's actually build a wall out of this. But it might just be hiding a little bit too much. It's a really thick wall, but it makes a lot of sense since it is a city wall. I don't know how I feel about that, David. I'm sorry if you're real, but that sounds kind of like a bot comment. I'm here to talk to if you want to talk to me. So just write in chat, I guess. And my Discord is also linked, so yeah, if you're real, sorry. If not, shame on you, I guess. Yeah, actually, I'm sorry, but this message is sus. Is it possible to remove singular messages? Timeout. Okay. Yes, sorry if you're real, but yeah, I mean, I want to be careful. It's also very easy, especially with people asking to write them on Discord. There are a lot of scams going on like that. So maybe let's extend the wall into the mountain a little bit, so it feels like it was built on here. Maybe the mountain collapsed at some point, buried some of the wall. Okay, and let's connect everything at the top. Okay, that actually works. Now, okay, I think I want to fill all of this in, so this is not going to be an explorable, what is it called, wall? Most of the walls on this map are explorable. Like for example, this one has something on the inside. Well, not yet, but you know. And this one especially has a lot of gameplay also in here. Yeah. So I think I made this wall solid from the inside now, so that means I can actually take away some of the blocks and make it look more broken apart. Okay, let's do that. Just randomly breaking some blocks and seeing what pattern comes out. Hey creative name, welcome to my stream. How are you doing? Yeah, I think the eclipse worked. Which I'm very happy about. I spent some good time to edit all the videos. Yeah, I'm building this adventure map right now that you've probably seen online. And it is a map of the CTM genre, which means you are going to play this in survival mode with the full freedom of Minecraft. And you basically go through a handcrafted world trying to find different artifacts and rebuild a place called the Monument. Yeah, this is the map that I've been working on for a long time now. And we are currently building the capital city, which is this one right here. Yeah, the algorithm definitely blessed me on that one. So if you have any questions, please feel free to ask, and I will answer all of them, hopefully. Maybe, okay, I have an idea. Let's say some of this is actually broken down here. And I want to kind of tell the story that this wall has been or got broken while people still lived in the city. Of course, if the wall gets damaged, they would want to rebuild it. And maybe we could build some wooden fences and stuff going on right here. Let me copy over the blocks. Oops. And yeah, the point of this map is basically to fight a bunch of enemies and explore a lot. And eventually you will find areas that are called monument dungeons. This is one, for example. And in this monument dungeon, you will find one of the artifacts needed to rebuild the monument. So the name CTM is short for complete the monument, and that is exactly what you are going to do in this map. And it's going to be completely free to download and play. Oh yeah, if you're interested, I would of course be very happy to show this map to you. Okay, let's get some walkable objects here. Okay, I've actually never built it like this before. So this is a learning experience for me as well. So the question is, how do people reach this point? My guess would be a ladder that goes up from this point, maybe? Yeah, I will try that. Let's use oak trapdoors. Yeah, this opens correctly, nice. And oh, I love doing that with Axiom. It opens and closes all the trapdoors instantly. Yeah, sure. I stream 3 times a week, Monday, Thursday, and Saturday. So if you happen to catch another stream, feel free to say hi. And yeah, thanks for checking by. Okay, maybe I could use full wooden blocks down here. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't need to be perfect. So let's just get some noise going in here. And that is honestly fine. Like it very much gives the impression that this wall has been worked in and people tried to repair it before the city was overrun by monsters. Before the sun went down for the last time. Oh, I didn't... yeah, okay, I know that I didn't fill it in completely. Let's do that. So that there's nothing missing. Okay. Yeah, I could have done that a little bit more carefully here. Yeah, there's also still this soul lantern in here. Okay, that should be better, right? Yeah, it doesn't seem like there's anything else in here. Okay, and what color do we give this? I think, yeah, let's go simple. Stone bricks, is that okay? I want to make sure that it fits in with this style right here. Oh wait, yeah, no, I already prepared a gradient for that. Let's apply a mask. And do I still have a preset? I should. This is not it. Oh, wait, do I not have a preset? Okay, that's wild. No, I don't. Okay, okay. Then let's create one. Yeah, no, I remember I used to build all of these patterns by hand. And of course, that takes a lot of time. So after finishing this, I kind of pivoted and started using gradient painters. But I'd never set up one for this one specifically. So yeah, this is very easy to do in Axiom. You just middle mouse click the block that you want and drag it into here. And I have my gradient brush set to plane, and yeah, I actually have no idea how you pronounce that. Make sure mask surface is off, because what it does is it only paints the blocks that you can actually see or that are exposed to the air. So all the blocks in here would never get painted if you have mask surface on. let's copy this. Let's call it Fortress Walls 1. That should honestly be fine. No need to overcomplicate it. And now I can just paint this and it creates a nice looking gradient for me that I could have also just built by hand, but it would have taken a lot more time. So yeah, the main point of using Axiom is really just to speed up the building process. All of these things are very much doable by hand, and I have done most of this by hand. But it takes so much time that it's really a better idea to just set up a brush and do it quickly. Okay, let me get out my, what was it? Andesite. Yeah. And the top of this is going to be andesite. A little bit overgrown by moss and mossy cobblestone. And I think let's try to tell the story that the mountain kind of collapsed. And, or not collapsed, but maybe like part of some rocks fell onto the wall. And so we would need some kind of... Would that actually fit? Or do we just say they build it into the wall so it's extended? I think that would be easier. Yeah. Okay, never mind then. Let me take out my mouse again. Make some of these extended a little bit upwards. And let's get the foliage out. Greenery. Grass, short and tall, and some fern. Yeah, so this tells the idea that all of this is very overgrown and have not been maintained for a long time. So in law, the catastrophe where the sun went down happened like roughly 4 months before the player actually plays. I'm not sure about that time right now. Maybe actually extended a little bit backwards to maybe a year or two. So it makes more sense why so much is overgrown. Yeah, that would honestly make a lot more sense. But I'm not sure about that yet. I have the rough shape of the story done. But of course, most of this evolves as I build. And a lot of ideas come just from building. And I forgot to paint most of these blocks. Let's do that now. What did I use? Yeah, just my old build blocks. And I have type replace on again. But that's actually fine. Let me leave it on. It's okay. Yeah, I do think I actually like how this is looking now. Still not my best work, but it's passable. Definitely. And yeah, it's hollow from the inside right now, but I will deal with that later. So let's... Yeah, okay, I already decorated most of this, so I can't really copy it over. So let's build it again for the other side. Okay, the foundation first. Confusing my keybinds right now, sorry. I had this one. Oh my god, thanks for reminding me. I keep forgetting. I'm very good at starting a project and then quitting halfway through just to remember a few hours later that I never finished. That's on me, honestly. Yeah, there's also still some moss missing on this part. Let's break some of this off. Yeah, so that is the thing that I keep struggling with. I jump from build to build and I build part of it every time before I jump back to something else. And in the end it all gets done, but it's a very unorganized way of building. Get some of the mossy cobblestone out again. Oh wait, back here is actually not that great. And this one was supposed to be real tough, not tough bricks. This one as well. Let's just keep it a full block. Let's say this was broken a little bit. Okay, repair some of the ground. So it's better to look at. Oops, my bad. Okay, that flows in nicely. I still haven't set up the gradient for the walls. I've done it here, as you can see. This is still not quite done. I want to do something else with this little entrance right here. But yeah. The tuff at the bottom. Yeah, tuff is actually such an amazing block. Mojang has really added some great blocks with the recent updates. And I'm very happy about all of these blocks. I think moss and tuff are my favorite ones right now. And this one needs to go a little bit to the back. Okay, so this one actually fit right in with the tower. Yeah, let's copy the rough shape over and I can continue from there on outwards. Let's actually get it like this. And okay, yeah, that fits. Great. So okay, actually not great. Let's undo that. I feel like it would look too copy and pasted if I did that right now. Okay, it's basically a 3, 1, 3 pattern. 1 to the inside. That's wait, how does that even work? This is 7 blocks. This is 6. Okay, this is actually just not big enough. Let's get my ruler out. I'm a little bit confused. This works. And yeah, okay, this is where it starts struggling, right? But no, it's actually fine. Wait, did I just build it asymmetrical? What is going on? Wait, this is 6 blocks? No, 7, sorry. This is 7 blocks. Sorry, I'm incapable right now. Yeah, this is 7 blocks. So this one needs to go 1 to the back. Though it does already extend. Wait, something about this doesn't make sense. Or am I just stupid right now? Oh no, it's on this side. Oh yeah, okay, now I see it. I see it now. That was actually my bad. Okay, so we have 3, 1, and 3 again. Let's copy that over. And then we have these pillars extending upwards a little bit. And it is on these 2 sides. each, and then some in between. Yeah, these stairs right here. Okay, so let's just build on the backside just to be safe. And yeah, alright, there's also this one. That's fine, yeah. Okay. And the inside of the tower is a 3x3 tough pillar. So this one. And I can actually stack this one up now. Then add the details. Okay. And the tough part actually goes up to this height. Is that right? Yeah, it is. Okay. Let's actually use, let's actually turn off type replace for now. This can be tough. Then this needs to be shortened a little bit. This is tough. Shorten this again. One too far up. And then yeah, I want these two towers to be symmetrical. If we don't consider all the moss and broken apart stuff. But let's at least pretend that the builders from back there, when this tower was built, were capable. Okay, now this goes one up on all sides. And now we have the walls. And that goes directly into, yeah, this is 5 blocks up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then 3 on both sides. And no block to connect it. Right. Let's do that up here. Get a wall this place. 3 up. Then 5 up. 3 on each side. And stack that up. Yeah, right, that works. Only need it for the next side as well. So let's take this. And one last time on this side. But yeah, I can still actually build an outline for this roof. But let's not do that right now. I also feel like having some kind of walkway at the top that has these little guard rails. I don't actually know what they are called. This one. You know, where people could hide behind if they're under attack or something. Yeah, I don't know how they're actually called in English. But to be fair, I don't even know how they're called in German. Okay. Yeah, so let's get to decorating. What do we do first? Firstly, let's place some stairs. And then we have cobblestone and andesite. And the same the same rule actually applies to the foundation itself. It's stone into andesite into cobblestone. Let's do that by hand. While we're already here, right? And these pillars extend downwards. This is tough into mossy cobblestone into stone bricks. I know it's just my this setup again. And I need stairs. Turn on replace mode again. Yes, I want this to be mossy stone bricks. I middle mouse clicked again, didn't I? Yeah, I did. I will not get that muscle memory out. Okay, that makes sense. That needs color. Oops. Oh no, what did I press? Confusing the keybinds again. Okay, right, and there's a lot of moss behind these blocks. So let's get the moss out. Where do I have sand? When was I building with sand? Okay, and there's going to be a lot more moss in this little corner because it's very narrow and there's probably a lot of heat stored back here. Yeah, right. That makes sense. Also, I actually have no idea how this would behave in real life. I'm just kind of guessing and hoping for the best. Okay, that is fine. Maybe a little bit on this corner. Okay, now next thing was I had some acacia wood mixed in with the tough bricks, and not bricks, just tough. Let me actually do that from the inside so I don't know how it looks from the outside. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, next thing, bricks again. Yeah, this pattern now. So let's say this tower is a lot more healthy, not so broken apart, but still very mossy, of course. Oh wait, what happened to... Ugh. Oh yeah, no, it's because I stacked it up. These walls are completely broken. Okay, that's better. I just need to... Let me get an empty hand out. Okay. Wait, is the problem also on the bottom? Yes, it is. Okay. Oops, my bad. And one more time. Okay, okay. Yeah, that's better now. They do already connect on the other tower, so that's fine. One moment. Okay, that works. Also, I forgot to place moss on top of these little... What even is that? Like, it's like a diamond shape. I would like to say that it's some weight, but that would make no sense at all. I guess it's just an aesthetic piece. Okay, but this needs to be broken just a little bit, so it doesn't feel too much like, what is it called? Like it's a perfect tower, you know? Nothing broken. That would also make no sense. Like, why would this side be completely broken apart and already crumbling, basically? And this side is perfectly healthy. So yeah, a little bit of brokenness does belong here. Okay, now we still, I think, only need 2 more walls. The rest is practically finished for this side. Yeah, just checking where the walls actually start. This side. And this can actually be one straight line. Yeah. How high does it go? Let me take my ruler out. Okay, this is the height. And that is already too high. So it's this. Yeah, once more on the other side. And then I need to make sure that it all properly extends into the ground. Would be kind of weird if the wall was just kind of floating on top of the rocks or the mountain. Okay, and I actually want to get to start planning the inside right now. And I think it can be a little bit further down. Yeah, that would make sense. And but the same level of thickness. Of course, a lot of the details that I just built kind of get lost in the process of making this wall. I could have planned that better. That's on me, to be honest. Yeah, but it's not too bad. Fill in all the not full blocks for now. Okay, that's fine. And take out extrude. And of course, there's still some holes left. Okay. Wait, let's keep this. And yeah, wait, I understand why I made it bigger. So it reaches the other side. Did it though? Yes, it did. Okay, great. One more time. Okay. I know it's very flat, but don't worry, I'm going to fix that. Yeah, honestly, a before and after photo could work. That would actually make a lot of sense. I show this from above, like just the yellow outline and then the city together with the cinematic shot. Yeah, we'll actually do that. That's a great suggestion. Thanks. Or maybe like an additional scene that shows me flying through here in before and then after. But yeah, I actually think I can make this the city wall a TikTok. That would work. We've made enough progress today and it's distinct enough from the other builds. And that's just kind of how it goes. Like if I build the city for an extended period of time, then of course that will also be the footage that I have. Okay, let's get out the extrude feature from the editing view. And go by any. Okay, so we have a little staircase that can go right here. Yeah, exactly that. I like that idea. Oops, that's too big. Okay, and then I need to... How do we actually do that? Do I make it the classic way and just build these spikes as full blocks? That might be a little bit too lazy. For my taste, at least. I could go with some stairs and slabs instead. I know, if you're wondering why I have caps turned on, it's my replace mode is actually bound to caps lock. It's so that when I activate caps lock or replace mode, I actually have visual feedback on my keyboard. So it's easier to see, and I don't need to remember if I've turned it on. Yeah, a wall could also work. That's correct. Let's try mixing some of them in between here. Yeah, that works. Of course, I still need to make it blend in with the moss. But that actually is nice. Like what I was going to do is have turned around stairs right here. Now that's also fine, but maybe it's missing a little bit of depth. Yeah, that's fine. Let's stick with that. And now what I need to do is kind of make it work with the moss. So I'd say this part is broken apart. That is already filling some space. But then, yeah, this is obviously also not all supposed to be moss. I like to go with a mix of andesite and mossy cobblestone, because it's a nice gradient for the moss. Yes, and then some more mossy cobblestone underneath the spikes. And that actually extends nicely. I like that. Oh yeah, it definitely works. So let's make this one a little bit more nice looking. Where did my moss go? Wait, it's down here, my bad. And yeah, let's also add that on the side facing the city. Yeah, I think having this be a full block where it meets the tower actually works. So let's do that. Take out the stack, and yeah, that's fine. But I still think this wall is very flat. Though the colors itself I think are fine. Maybe the deep slate is a little bit too noisy. Let me actually see if I can find a block that works a little better. Wait, that is saturation, right? Yeah, the color picker in Axiom is just slightly broken right now. I have not updated to the newest version. Oh wait, I actually have to go for a few minutes. I'm sorry. Okay, wait, I am still not. Oh, wait, sorry about that. I changed my microphone settings. I'm still not back. I will position myself right here and I will be right back in a few minutes. Yeah, sorry, I got interrupted and I have something to take care of right now. Be right back. Okay, yeah, sorry for that. I am back. Wait, can you hear me? Yeah, okay. Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, if you ever have any questions about the music, you can also ask. And I have a playlist set up on my YouTube channel. It's called Truhilora Streaming Music. And it actually has all the songs that are played. And this one is actually from Final Fantasy 15. A very, very nice one. I love that game. Okay, I was searching for a better color to use, or a slightly lighter color instead of deep slate. Mm, do I go with dead coral blocks again? I feel like I've used way too many of those recently. But I mean, it is a nice block. Okay, let's just try it out and I can still change it later. Yeah, that fits in very well. Oh man. I mean, honestly, let's just blame Mojang for adding such amazing blocks. Yeah, okay, so all the buildings are very dead coral built right now. Actually forgot the word I was going to use right in the moment I said it. Yeah, exactly. Like you can feel about Minecraft updates however you want, but I would definitely argue that the blocks they add are always amazing. Yeah, and I think actually adding an outline to this wall doesn't really work. So let's just break it a little bit. Make it a little bit more busy. Maybe actually extend it in here. And actually we still need a gate to keep people in or out. I think I want to make it simple for that one. Let's just use spruce fences and turn on updates. And maybe one on each side. And the one the outside is a little bit more broken because, well, yeah, the wall is also broken. Yeah, that works. Doesn't need to be too fancy. Just a simple gate to keep people out or in. And it's also nice to have the player know that they can just dig through these walls and get into the city that way. I want to push the staircase a little bit back. Yeah, okay. Oh yeah, and my bad. Let's actually paint all of the what are they called? I already forgot. Damn. Deep slate blocks, right. My bad. Okay. Yeah, this has taken a lot of shape. I like this. Still need some extra details on this wall. And then I think we are almost done with this part of the stream. Which means I can go back to maybe building the city, or at least outlining the city structure on this point. I mean, this is a very easy design, but I think it works. Like if we look from the outside right now, this definitely feels like a city entrance wall. If I also add a path, yeah, let's actually do that right now. There needs to be a road leading into the city. And so far I've been building the roads on this area using mossy cobblestone only. This one, as you can see. But I think leading into the capital city, I want the road to become a little bit more like structured. Yeah, exactly. That's just what it is. An abandoned city entrance. Well, city entrance. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I know I leave a lot of details out, like the entire inside. But I think I'm actually going to deal with that at a later point. I usually don't really feel like doing interior in a lot of cases, though I would say I'm very capable of doing that. But it's also, I think, not the most interesting activity. So I usually leave it out until there's nothing else to do. Do we build a proper mud road? I mean, they do look nice. Actually, let's do something else firstly. So one thing that sticks out with basically every building that you can look at, even in real life, is where the human-made structure meets the ground. There's usually some kind of extra. Like either the grass is not properly growing, like it's more dirt, or it's kind of stacking up into the structure. But all buildings basically have some kind of outline, if you want to call it that. And I want to actually keep that going by using some coarse dirt and scatter that right on the outside, right here. it makes it look like this building fits in a lot better. You can see now it feels like it was actually built on here, and during construction you had some people or even rocks sliding across the grass at this point. And who knows what exactly happened, but grass is not growing here anymore. You can actually also see that in real life. Like usually every building that has grass around it has like just a tiny bit of dirt right at the corners. Yeah, I could use some of those. That's correct. Yeah, I mean, oh wait, there's this soul lantern has survived everything. Yeah, wait, not just ones. What were they called? Oh, I've used a lot of these. Yeah, glow lichen, right. Glow lichen is actually nice to have everywhere, but I don't want to overdo it. Maybe just a few of them. Maybe around here a little bit, down there. Let's just take a look at it. Okay, two more back there, one here. And yeah, that honestly works. Glow lichen is a nice block. I've actually used a lot of them in the lower district of the city. I mean, yeah, it sticks out very much with shaders. Like, it's very obvious that this is one block of glow lichen. But the idea counts. It's a very small light source, and if you don't have shaders on, it actually blends in really nicely. Even if I put my minimum brightness a little bit down, it illuminates all of these buildings just enough so you can find your way around without it looking too intrusive. Take a look at this. Yeah, that works, honestly. Okay, wait. I know this was supposed to be like some fallen debris from this tower. But just seeing it down here, like right on this cliff, makes me think, what if I just add some rocks that stick out? Let's have this be a kind of staircase down, or, well, a natural staircase, if you want to call it that. And let's use, oh, and not on the search tab, mud, not mass, mud. Yeah, exactly like that. That's also a reason why the spruce biome is one of my favorites, because it just looks so vibrant with all the different assets that are like scattered throughout the biome. It's a very beautiful biome. And I also want to use, what was it, dripstone? That's a nice block. Andesite? No, not andesite, granite can be mixed in there as well. And some coarse dirt, of course. Actually, I actually already have a nice, a few nice blocks for this. You can take some inspiration from that, though I think that works better in a cave. But yeah, let's take rooted dirt as well. Okay, now this is a path that not in this direction, or maybe the path once led in this direction, but actually let's make this instead of a dirt blob, like a little or a big boulder that fell down from the mountains and blocked this path that leads to this little fortress. Yeah, so the path kind of splits right at this point and goes in different directions. I think I want this this pathway down to be a lot bigger, so it feels more natural. Like if people push like wagons up or down here, that could get very straining if it's too steep. So yeah, let's do it like this. And then because there's the path coming out of two regions, like once from this side and once from this side, they could both connect right around here. That would make sense, I believe. Oh, forgot to turn on replace mode. And sorry for the camera shake, but it's actually not doing anything. I'm messing stuff up right now. Okay, that's better. Yeah. And that honestly looks like a nice nice road progression, if you can call it that. Like a crossroad. Oops. Oh yeah, I should be more careful with pressing right click by having replace mode enabled. Or maybe I should be more careful with just pressing right click in general. Okay, now with all of that fixed, there's some more over here. What do we put in between? Dripstone, but I want to have a little bit less dripstone because it's a very obvious or very noticeable block, I think. So I would like to have it more like as a, sorry, I'm saying like a lot right now, sorry. More as a highlight block, maybe. So just a few of them scattered throughout this road. And the same thing applies to granite. Maybe I also removed these, but I want to see how it looks for now. Just the process. And this road is a little bit bigger, so I would call this one the main road. And of course, it could still be argued, like, where are the roads actually leading? One of them definitely is leading to a village in the forest. This one over there. But we could say that there are multiple cities in this world that are connected with the capital. I'm not going to build more of them because that would mean that this map would never get finished. But let's just act like there are a lot more kingdoms. Maybe that's content for like a sequel. Well, no, not really, but Yeah, this might be a little bit too noisy. I actually have another map planned that I'm going to build after this one that plays in the same universe with the same story premise as that functions as a sequel to this one. And that one actually plays in a desert. It's going to be a full desert map. Once we actually start building it, of course, but I actually have a lot of ideas for the story and where I want to take it. But I'm trying not to think too much about that because it's already more than enough work with this one map right now. I need to kind of hold myself back a little bit. I don't escalate completely with the story and stuff. I like to do that. But yeah, the idea for a second and a third map actually are there. And I've planned most of the story out already. It's just the buildings that I'm not sure about right now. But of course, I mean, a desert map is, it's a desert, so... But that one is actually going to play in between 5 kingdoms. That are 5 desert kingdoms, all led by one king who was trying to take over. Because he has realized something that all the other kingdoms have not realized. And he wants to use that knowledge to gain more power. And yeah, he actually has some pretty solid reasons that I can't get into because of spoilers. But yeah, the core idea is practically finished. So as a little hook, you could ask what caused the sun to go down and never go up again. And who's responsible for that? And what is going to happen now? And all the people in the background. And the next few maps are going to talk about that a lot more. First map is just a setup. But yeah, I'm talking about the future way too much again. It's always easy to get lost in the ideas of future maps by still building a previous one. Okay, and we need some foliage, some greenery. Though would that even make sense with the entire setup of this area being that it is very dead and grayish? You can see from the entrance. Yeah, also still don't have all the assets done for this area, so I'm not too sure. Let's just go with it for now. And yeah, I want to add some grass. I'm actually going to hand place it because Axiom is kind of struggling with tall grass. Not in terms of performance, but in terms of just placing it, because you can only place one half at a time, which means I need to edit my mask while doing that. And I just don't want to do that right now. Okay, let's get some slabs out, some mud slabs. That makes the staircase a little bit easier to traverse. Oh, one more. So yeah, in terms of content, I have things planned out for a long time now. I will not get bored with this project. Actually, one thing that might work is adding some fences and maybe some more thicker bushes around those fences. Let's just add one here. And let's get out some leaves. Yeah, I do love building this map, or just building in general and telling stories. The main reason why I'm doing all this is because I like telling stories, and that is what I'm trying to do with this map. The story is very much in the is very much the main focus of this. And it's also what keeps me going on this. Because I'm seeing a lot of progress in here, and since I started streaming, this map made so much progress. So yeah, it has helped me a lot to keep the vision up, keep going. And while I do want to switch things up in the future a little bit, I want to first establish myself with these adventure maps, and then maybe branch into, like, I will always do Minecraft content, that's not a question, but I would like to also branch more into variety content a little bit in the future. But I think the 3 days that I stream Minecraft on right now will always stay Minecraft days. Okay, this city entrance now feels a lot more alive. I feel like with these rocks, maybe. Okay, wait. I could edit the rocks just a little bit more. By adding some slabs to make them stick out a bit better. And yeah, do I just copy the gradient? No, this might be a little bit too dark on the bottom. Let's get a very light gradient out. But still something that still has a good color progression. Let's go from stone to what would be a fitting block. Light gray concrete might actually be too light. Yeah, some mossy cobblestone could go in between, though it is already, everything is already very mossy. So I think for the mountains themselves. Okay, look, I will try the gradient out that I already have on here. And if it doesn't work, I can still switch it up. So this is gravel, cobblestone, and normal stone. And I should have the gradient reset in here. I don't. Because why should I? Okay, that's not a problem though. This is cobblestone. Half cobblestone didn't copy properly. And terracotta. Now I need to be careful not to paint the wall. Go here very carefully, and I'm not sure. I'm not sure if it actually fits. Let's try the other side as well. I don't know about this. You know, it blends in a little bit too much, I think. This color scheme works very well for the lower district of the city, because it's already very muddy and dirty, and it would make sense that all of these rocks are a little bit darker on the ground. But I think about this one, what colors do I have over here? It also goes very dark. So it is, what's this, light gray concrete? That's actually a nice block maybe to end it on. But going from stone to light gray concrete won't really get me anywhere with the gradient painter. Gradient helper better. Yeah, it says copper or twice. Let me change that. Suspicious gravel could actually work. And that coral, okay. Okay, I want to try that out. That might actually be a good color progression. Okay, it needs to go just a little bit darker. Oh, am I using? How about I just pick a color from here? Not too dark, but actually light gray terracotta might be good. Yeah, yeah, terracotta. Nice, you wrote that as I found the terracotta. Oops, and let's try that out. Yes, but also no. This is actually tricky. Let's, instead of a gradient painter, let's try to use maybe a noise simplex. But I need to. Okay, let's do that really quick and drag this block. I can't. Damn. Okay, I thought I could just middle mouse click the block out of here onto this block, but that didn't work. But I have it right here, so. Okay, let's try going for a simplex noise. 3D mode is on, surface is off. I think this goes in the right direction. It's not quite there yet, but it goes in the right direction. But we're actually, what we have right now is not too bad. I might keep it for now, think about this a little bit more, and then change it for the next stream. Yeah, let's just improve the front gate for now. I want to get that one done today. And actually, I feel like this is another great spot for a little rock. Yeah, that works. Okay. So back to talking is hard sometimes. Back to placing grass. Why is the hitbox of this block so big? Oh yeah, because these few pixels that went so far upwards. Wait, what if... I mean, I just said that this color might not be correct, not the best one. But I want to take a second look at it. Maybe add a block in between, yes. A coral block again. But weirdly, it makes it look a little bit better. Maybe it's because in the beginning there was too much terracotta at the bottom. Yeah, honestly, that isn't as bad as the first time now. Okay, now I need to be careful. Yeah, maybe I should have painted the mountain before building the city. But that one is on me, honestly. Yeah, this is very, very tall. Oh, where you even have blocks that could be affected. Yes, stone. And tough. Yeah. Okay. So let's just be careful. Okay, I already painted the bottom, the path, the street. And yeah, this is not quite done right now. I know this mountain looks kind of cursed, but it's not on my priority list for now. I want to have a tree on this point right here. And I'm actually going to stick with the current design and use polished basalt and build a completely dead tree right here. Okay, and what I do is I build a main stem upwards firstly, and from here on out I just kind of improvise and I look at where could be a branch that goes outwards. And these are some spots that I believe are nice. And then I just kind of build stuff outwards from here. And it's really a lot of try and error. It probably won't look too great the first time. Maybe you will even need multiple times before you build a tree that is actually as nice as you want it to be. But that's also because trees are very, very hard to build. Like building nature and something that is as organic as nature is a big challenge. all of these connect to something. Yeah, so one very important thing is to just keep going, not get discouraged by the fact that it's not going too well the first try, and trust the process. That is one of the most important things that I've learned with building. Just trust the process, keep going, and eventually if you update and change things up enough over time, your build will look good. And you will also learn a lot. Like just keeping to the project, keep going, and eventually you will learn enough that you could like say, okay, I now at least know a little bit more what I'm doing, and I can try to actually implement that. And that is actually how I learned some of these things that I'm building right now, just through try and error. Yeah, that tree works. I think that works perfectly fine. Not the best one, but it serves its purpose. Let me add some dead coral again. I need a dead coral counter at this point. Okay. Now only some more greenery. How have I done it over here? There's also some white flowers. These are part of the terrain. Those two, yeah. So I'm actually the exact opposite. I'm very good with terrain, and when it comes to human structures, like right now, it's going pretty well, I think. But usually I'm struggling a lot with them. Okay, and just a quick warning, I might need to leave for a little bit in a few minutes. But I will be back shortly after. But I might also be able to finish the stream in time. Or like keep going until then. Okay. Wait, let's also paint this side a little bit. Yeah, but building in Minecraft is just a constant learning process. And as you keep going, you will learn the stuff that you want to learn. And eventually you will be able to build basically everything. As long as you just keep going. And I think that's a nice screenshot. Right? What do you think? I think that looks nice. Of course, still needs a little bit more work. But like in general, this is totally fine. Yeah, I appreciate that you like it. Well, I'm glad it's the word I'm searching for. Yeah, I have actually not started, or I've started speaking English just recently. I've been very, very German before. And so I still confuse a lot of words and sometimes say things that don't make any sense. Yeah, just so you know. Okay, some more greenery down here. And this actually goes in the... This area right now actually goes in the direction of how I want my builds to look. This is, I think, a very nice way of implementing terrain with world building. And yeah, I feel like this feels very natural, this place. I would personally feel very motivated to explore. Okay, let's finish this up down here. I don't like how the grass is still sticking out a lot. Makes the entire mountain feel out of place. Yeah, that's better now. And here as well, though, this makes a little bit more sense because it's further up. This can actually stay the way it is. Okay, let me set, let's use 5,000. Turn on shaders, and that is actually the, or not that 5,004 or 3. That is actually the cinematic shot that I'm going to use for the TikTok. And let's decrease the tick rate a little bit. Tick rate, let's say 4. Yeah. Oh, wait, I forgot this one. Flight direction going in the camera direction. Wait, maybe from a little bit further back. Back here is good. Wait, not okay. This is always a struggle for me. Okay, and I believe that is enough for that. But don't worry, stream is not over yet. I just wanted to record the shader shot for now so that I can actually move on to the next build for now. And yeah, the foliage right here is not done yet, but that's actually for another stream. I want to focus on the inside of the city. And once that is done, we can move on to the outside. But yeah, inside is focus right now. And okay, it's time to get rid of this horrible red line down here. Oh, finally. That was here for such a long time. Okay, and I want... Let's take blocks that can see the sky and paint them just with grass so that we don't have this weird remains of the old city here. Yeah, just painting over it in a very rough shape. And we can make this look better later. Oh, I actually painted the staircase. That was not quite what I wanted to do. Okay. That's good. This wall just being completely blank. Yeah, that's exactly what I meant. I start like little snippets, finish them, move on to the next. And I'm completely aware of that, and I know that it's a problem, but I am not going to change anything. Okay, do I build a house that is... Oh no, wait, I think I remember this top part was actually supposed to be a little marketplace. So let's keep it free for now. This entire plateau right here. And actually plan the city outwards from this point. Okay, so let me take... What block am I not going to reuse? Move stone. Oh no, wait, I did that with red wool. Okay, it's time to replace the red wool. But this time it's actually for a proper city structure. And I think I want... Since I'm not building the city vertically, that also means that I kind of need to adjust the terrain according to that. So let's build a staircase right here. That leads down. Yeah, this is the very open marketplace. Let's take this as a rough shape. What I'm doing with the red wool is I'm kind of lining out the streets for now, so that I have a better idea of how this entire place is supposed to look in the end. Okay, then we have a main street that leads down this path. And let's have it go to the very end. Then, of course, we have this path that leads inwards from the lowest district. And yeah, that one kind of meets at this area. Yeah, not too strict on that. And then I need yellow wool. I usually use red wool for streets and yellow wool for buildings, and then green for separating buildings if there are multiple buildings that kind of stick into each other. Right, and there's going to be a building right here. Or would that... oh no, it's fine actually. Let's not pay too much attention to the entrance to the lower district. I can work on that later. Okay, now the city kind of crosses down here, behind this building. And this is a perfect space to add another building. Okay, let's make it 7 blocks wide, so it's odd number. That's easier to decorate later. And actually another one right here. 4, 7 again. This is 6, not 7. I can count. I definitely can. Okay, now it's 8, I'm aware. But I'm going to stick this one in again. Oh yeah, there's a little alleyway right here. And okay, right now this is all very symmetrical, but I want to change that. Let's have a slightly bigger street right here that goes into this house. And this house can actually be a little bit more narrow. Yeah, five blocks is really not a lot to live. But I think I can make this work somehow. I could also add an additional building right here. This is still going to be in yellow because I consider this still the same building. But like an extra part of the first one. Okay, so now we have a 2 wide road that also leads to the lower district. I don't want this to be a simple checkerboard style layout. I want this to be a little bit more interesting. So how am I going to do that? Maybe okay, I need green wool now. No, not green. Lime. Lime is actually the lighter color. Looks a little bit nicer, I think. Yeah, I want this to be like a small community center, you could say. A fountain in the middle. Okay, let's just build this line for now as a rough shape. This one can be 5 again. This is another small building. That is right next to a building that is 7 blocks again. Goes a little further as well. Yeah, look, this is already shaping or changing the layout a lot. Actually remove that line and put it one downwards. Okay, this could be the little community center. Buildings are scattered right around that point. 6, 7. That is fine. I also want a street to go in here just because it's convenient right now. And it can actually extend a little bit, which means there can be a building that goes into the mountain. Or do I not do that? Maybe that could... No. Okay, let's not. But I do want to have a 7-block house right here. Which also means that this city, or not city, this street is now a lot bigger. So yeah, you could treat it as some kind of main road. Okay, but conveniently there's enough space for exactly one building right in here. And I actually want to take advantage of that. And while we're at it, why not add a little tower that goes right over this cliff and extends downwards? This is 5 blocks. That's actually a nice size for a tower. And who knows what this could be used for. Maybe a clock tower that you can see the time. And yeah, I think the big tower right here, this is going to be next stream. Because there's not enough time for that anymore. Oh, a perfectly square building. Would that actually look nice or would that look cursed? I don't know. Okay, is it too bad if there are some buildings with even number sizes? Okay, let's just try it out. And I will see if I am going to regret that or not. I hope not. but I feel like I will regret it. Oh wait, no, let's do it differently. 5 blocks, but an additional house that goes right into it. That is another 5 blocks. So there's a lot more space now. And then this is actually going to be a slightly weird house that is out of the grid, just to get a little bit of what is it called, uniqueness in here. Make the layout feel unpredictable. Maybe this could be also like a little, what is it called, a small like when you have a small park right out of your house, not park, you know what I mean, this small space that you can spend some time on. I'm actually not great at explaining right now. I know. Okay, and there's going to be a staircase right here that leads to the upper district. Yeah. Yeah, it's not going to be too wide, but for now I'll just leave it at that. And we can place some more buildings. I want this street to go in 2 directions. So right here, this will go into the staircase. And we have some space for buildings in between. Well, not really, but kind of. This is another weirdly shaped house. I'm not sure how I'm going to build that. Maybe it'll work. We will see. It's just a lot of experimenting and hoping for the best right now. And this can be another house. Let's make this one 7 again. Another one going right in the different direction. So here and now we have some space behind this point. Now this is very close to the fortress, so I might actually block it off. Or plant some trees, I don't know. But no houses in this corner. Now what we still have is space for another road. That leads this way. Which also means we have enough space. Now this is like a city square, like a little community place with a fountain in the middle. Just a place to gather and maybe meet some people. Okay, now this city layout already looks a lot better than whatever it is that I had before. The houses are nice, but the layout is not making any sense in this one. Yeah, it's just, I think I kind of randomly placed this as I had space. So it looks kind of cursed. But now this is a lot better. But I still feel like there could be just 1 or 2 additional houses that go into these corners. to fill in some space. Yeah, let's make one more house right here. And this could actually extend very far upwards. That is fine. And this is the staircase, as you can probably already tell. But I think I'm actually going to leave it at that for today. Today is not the day where I start building this, because it's already very late, and I think we're going to build this next time, and yeah, it's already too late to start something new now. We've made some great progress today, building this entire city wall and some of the outside. I think this looks very cozy. Next stream is going to be on Saturday from 4 to 7 p.m. Central European Time. If you want to know when that is in your time zone, please look at my schedule tab on Twitch. And yeah, until then, I hope you have a nice day or evening or night whatever time zone you're in. And yeah, thanks for watching and sticking around this entire time. It really means a lot to me. So yeah. Okay, that's great. Yeah, then see you next time. Bye.